A very big warm welcome to everybody. This is Vic, by the way. Probably most of you know, and I'm here with Darko. He'll be on in just a minute. While I'm talking, actually, I'm just going to move this to the next slide here. This is the disclaimer here, and I'm not going to read it all out. Okay, just it says that past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Don't use money that you can't afford to be using for trading. This is risk money. Okay, we don't want anybody getting hurt here. The purpose of this webinar is so you can see exactly how it is that Darko comes up with the various trade setups each day in his pre-market analysis videos. And I'm going to I got to turn my screen on. Hang on a second here. Look at that. There's that. I'm going to go back one. Sorry about that. Yeah, I do this every time. This is the disclaimer. If you're getting a recording, pause it and read it, please. And then back to this. But we want you to see how Darko comes up with his PMAs every day. And we hope that you find it useful and that it gives you a layer of confidence, because just being handed some trade setups by someone doesn't tell you why a person is looking to buy or sell, nor does it teach you how to fish, right? Which is what we want to do. So you're going to see Darko doing his daily PMA video right in front of you so that you can see the reasoning for the pairs that he has on his radar. And you'll also be shown any pending orders that he sees for trading for the upcoming sessions, so you can take advantage of those if you want. And just before Darko starts, I'll just say this. Darko puts himself and his reputation on the line every single day in front of our members. Everything is shown in advance, not in hindsight. This is unique. Okay, because the world is full of hindsight coaches telling you what you could have done or what you should have done or you might have done or whatever. So they always have a great track record, right? Well, we can't fake anything because all of these PMA videos are recorded, they're archived, they can't be changed, they can't be eliminated after the fact. Okay, they're just the way they are. And one more thing, last year at this time, we offered a really special rate for joining the Coach's Corner that you're not going to find it anywhere else. We don't have it on our website or anywhere. I'll give you that information once Darko is finished. And also, I'll show you how our trades worked out this past week. In fact, I'll show you our track record. When I say track record, I'll explain that later too, but that'll come up too. So I'm going to get this. Look at this guy. Smiling, and look at it, looks all dapper there and everything. Darko can come on right now, and let me see here. How's that for introduction?
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Vic. Is the sound okay?
You sound like you look very.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Better not say.
You make me blush. So let's see here.
Presenter, hang on. There we go.
Let's see, show my screen and let me know you see my screen.
Yep, and I'll now mute my mic and you can go ahead.
Thank you. Perfect. Hi everyone, Darko here, lead coach, Coach's Corner. And this is actually the first time I'm doing a PMA live in front of everyone, so this will be interesting. So for those who are listening to the recording, obviously this is my PMA for Friday, the 19th of June 2020. Let's get started. I always start with the swing trading setups. Let's see here. We have Swiss yen. Okay, so the reason why I'm looking at Swiss yen right here is because I'm watching this weekly support, and obviously we are waiting for price to react around that level. And obviously when support gets broken, becomes resistance. We all know that by now. So this will be on my radar for Friday. Next one is Euro Yen. This one is a pending order. This was pointed out in yesterday's PMA. Go back and re-listen. This was a support level. And obviously we have specific rules when support becomes resistance. And I actually went through this in great detail in Tuesday's PMA in very great detail. So make sure that you watch that recording as well if you missed it. And this is just a screenshot of that PMA when I explain the three ways that price could hit an area of support and resistance and react from that level. So everything from if we trade swing break rotation, ACAT, or set and forgets, they all need to present itself in a very specific objective way. So so yeah, that specific PMA is a must watch. So in this case, we have a pending order. This pending order means that we are actually, let me just remove this in here. This line is the entry with minus front running with a higher high stop loss aiming to the downside. Let's see how things goes. Next one is actually pound yen. Pound yen has been performing this week and last week for us. And obviously, I always summarize the week on my Friday PMA. So I'm not doing that because Vic will be covering every single trade, or at least most of them, in the weekly trade example, the before and after and everything. So I won't spend any time about how the week went. We are very pleased with the performance for this week. We had a great week, and the market keeps me humble. So that means, like I always say to my clients, which I do in this PMA as well, is that we always reset over the weekend, regardless of how good or bad that trading week was. If you had a losing week, forget about it. If you have a winning week, forget about it even faster. So that's everything what I say. And on Monday we start fresh, and let's see how things goes. Okay, so this is pound yen. This is also a pending order. That means this is the entry minus front running with a higher high stop loss aiming to the target, and this is due for next week as well. So obviously we might not get filled on Friday, so then that is good for next week as well. And we have specific rules for those who are listening to the recording or joining this live right now. We have specific rules for when a trade gets canceled. So, and that's super important, because once you think that this is a pending order, you take that trade and it ends up losing. We didn't take that trade because we have specific objective rules, no hindsight, no BS, exactly when to cancel a trade. Okay. We are currently in QE-CAD. This was a pending order. This will be covered by Vic in the weekly trade example, obviously. So this was a pending order in here with a higher high stop loss. It's not getting anywhere. So we got filled in here. Obviously, the risk is reduced based on my trading management rules. And let's see how things goes. We either, it depends if you took something off because I marked the opposing levels and targets for you in the premium charts. And let's see how things goes. We are already in that trade, and the last pair on my radar for swing trading is USD CAD, is stuck between monthly support and resistance, which is also weekly support and resistance, and we just need to give us a pattern around that level. Right now there's nothing there. We are stuck. I'm watching it like a hawk, because once we broke one of these levels, we take action. And the good thing with my approach is you don't need to predict the market. You never hear me predict the market, because I have no idea if something is going up, down, or sideways. No one does. So what we do is that we identify key levels of support and resistance, significant necklines. Once price hits that level, we wait for price to prove me right. Once that happens, we have a pending order. Otherwise, stay aside. Okay, so now let's go to my day trading template, and in this case most of the trades are similar. In this case we have price is at weekly and daily identical necklines. That's very specific. So now we are waiting for this. Okay, so now we need to wait for price to prove me right. There are several options from here. We either hold this level as support. Okay, well, price will show me that. We have specific rules exactly what to wait for. Or price breaches this level. If we have a natural stop and price behaves in a certain way, then support becomes resistance. Obviously, we need to watch out for this obstacle. In this case, I prefer to be longing than shorting, because we have this neckline on a daily chart that is in front of me for potential shorting. So longing is to prefer. And let's see how things goes. Obviously, the market is dynamic. 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 hours from now, the market might look completely different. Okay. Euro-yen is also a day trading setup as a swing trading. It's a pending order for the same reason. This one is only a weekly neckline. The daily is not supporting it. Once we trade the weekly necklines on the hourly chart, we are waiting for bigger moves. That's what I say to my clients every single day. And this move are big enough for this trading. Pending order, minus front running with a high stop loss, aiming to the downside. Let's see how things goes. Kiwi dollar is next on my radar. I'm watching this weekly support. This weekly support is also daily support. That means we have identical necklines. Once price get there, we will be looking for a pattern around that level. Okay, and obviously the USD CAD is also day trading, and this is very interesting because this is triple necklines. It's very seldom you get triple necklines for trading. That means you have monthly, weekly, and daily. So you have monthly, weekly, daily support and resistance. So triple identical necklines. So I'm watching these levels like a hawk. I warned in the chat room, I warned my clients like 3 times, I think, watch out for a potential breakout on USD CAD, because once we break out, then the trades are happening. That's it, traders. This is my Friday PMA. And actually, I have a message to our paying clients. So on Monday, if the market is quiet, which is, usually Mondays are, instead of making the PMA short, I will go back to basic again, the way I just did on Tuesday. In this time, I will show you a unique approach how to distinguish a super significant necklines from those who actually have lower probability, because everything we do is around significant necklines. If you don't know how to identify those properly, the pattern won't work. Once you know how to do this properly, I will show you. I will keep it short and to the point, 5-10 minutes max, and I will show you tons of examples. After that session, you will be able to find those super trades that generate in very high probability setups, okay, or very high probability trades. That's it, folks. See you on Monday, and obviously, thank you so much for those who are attending this live webinar as a live audience. This is actually the first time I'm doing the PMA live. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for those who are listening to the recording afterward. And like I said, I hope that you enjoyed this session. I wish you a great summer. And I need to leave this session right now because I've been awake for 18 hours right now. I woke up like 4 a.m. my time. It's like, very, very late. So it has been a long day, long week. So I need to wake up early in the morning where I scan through my charts every 2 hours for our VIP clients. That is obviously our premium clients. So every 2 hours, I scan through the charts, update the premium charts if there are any potential trades, pending orders. And obviously, the brutal, honest truth is my main focus is our paying clients. So, sorry for not being able to record any free stuff lately on our social media. We'll do my best to give you guys an update once a while. I'm actually currently working on my next episode, podcast episode, which will be about performance and everything around it. So my goal and hope is that I will release that the first week of July. So, all these stuff takes time, and, my day is 24 hours like everyone else. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck with your trading. Wish you all the best. Have a great weekend, and cheers. Over to you, Vic.
All right, super good. Lots of people saying thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's good. Let me get the screen back here. Oh, I gotta go like this. No, I gotta go like this. What the heck? Right there. Right there. There he is. Good. So yeah, again, we're shortened to the point here because like PMAs, you never know. Like some of them, you guys can hear me again right now, right? Better make sure of that before I keep talking here. Okay, thanks, Graham. Appreciate that. Good. PMA videos can be, usually they're fairly short, and Darko just sticks to ones that are like, you know, pending or getting close or whatever, and that, so we can get a hold of them. But they could be longer too, depending how much is out there and what the market's giving us. You just never know, right? So just to make a few final comments here. First of all, I hope you found that helpful. I think it's, and if you have questions about it, just hang on to them, and I'd be happy to answer them. Because I know he talks about some things. If you're not a CC member, maybe then what does he mean by that or whatever, and I can answer that. But I just think it's really useful to hear someone's thought process about why they're interested in certain trades. And, you know, and most importantly, that they have a consistent approach for finding trades. Like when Darko says significant necklines, we're talking about support and resistance, the way that we measure it. And Darko's been posting pattern setups around support and resistance live for over 2.5 years now. That's pretty amazing when you think about that. So, you know, jumping from one approach to another, whether you come with us or not, it's irrelevant. But if you're jumping from one thing to another, it's definitely a losing way to trade in the long run. You probably already know that if you've tried it. And the usual reason for doing that is because you think that there's something better out there that maybe doesn't have losses or something. I don't know. But, and by the way, let's talk about losses for a sec. You should know that there are cycles in everything. There are cycles in trading as well. And we've had times, I'm not kidding, if you guys have been with us for a while, any of our existing members, we've had times when we could hardly lose, just constant wins over and over with great reward risk. And then we've had other times when price just doesn't follow through, and we go through a series of losses. And in fact, it was like that at the beginning of this month. And then, as Darko alluded to, this last week was really good. So, and I'll show you it too. Even with those more than normal losses at the beginning of this month, our overall performance has held really well. And that's because the winning trades have had really nice reward risks, and the losing trades are kept small or even mitigated so that we don't even lose. Like we risk 0.5% of our account on any one trade. Well, we don't even lose that much when we mitigate a loss. So we have very specific trade management rules that are lifesavers. Okay, really important. Account management and trade management are the most important things you can learn about trading. They really are. So I just want to mention those things so that you know that we don't panic because of some losses, because we're going to have losses. Okay, everybody does, but we know that there's going to be much bigger wins coming up. That's called having confidence in your system and in your edge, and that's from doing lots of back testing and trading it for a long time. Okay. Let me show you I'm just going to show you the results spreadsheet. Let me see right here. There we go. This is you know, I even hesitate to even put a spreadsheet out because spreadsheets can be so misleading. And I see all these notes on the side here. Like I have to have those to explain what everything means. I'll just give an example here. Here's the Euro British pound, Euro British pound. There are both slightly mitigated losses. One of them's but look at same entry, same stop pretty well. One was a 1 hour entry time frame, one was a 4 hour. That's because one was a day trade and one was a swing trade. They're essentially the same trade. You're not going to be taking both of these. So that's only really one loss. I put them down that way so that we can keep an eye on different trade setups. And you can see at the beginning here, but you know, here's a mitigated loss here. Here's a full loss, here's a mitigated loss, and so on. Here's a 2.7 to 1 profit. Here's a 4 to 1 reward risk profit. These higher reward risks more than wipe out these smaller losses. If you look in this last week, which is from here, it's these ones here. Okay, so from here downwards, we've had some smashing trades. I mean, and this is what happens. I mean, this isn't like we just got lucky. This just happens, and the way trading is, and all of a sudden these pop up. Day trading. This was a Aussie Swiss trade. Actually, I believe that trade's still going, right? So there's even, I got a 2.6 to 1 in it because it hit the first target, but there's more than that. This one had a very small loss of 0.25 to 1. And sometimes there'll be a trade, I'm just trying to find them here that, yeah, right here, for example, Aussie Swiss. Some people got filled. I'm just trying to be as transparent as I can with these things. And that's why there's always going to be different results for different people. Some people got filled. Some people missed it in the spread. It depends on your dealing platform, and that can make a difference. It's been up over 100 pips, a 3-to-1 reward risk. That one's still going. This one had no chance to mitigate. It just went against us and stopped us out, and so on. These ones here, boy, this is the one Darko was talking about, the British pound, Japanese yen. That had a 35 pip risk in it. There was just different profits. I know Daniel, one of our members, took a 4.5 to 1. Darko took a 5.7 to 1 reward risk on that one, which is fantastic. And anyway, here's another one too, the Aussie CAD. Again, some were filled, others missed it in the spread. It doesn't happen that often, but sometimes it does. And that's up 70, it's still going up 70 pips on a 59 pip risk. So it's still going. I just wanted to just show you that and how difficult it is to say somebody, hey, what's your track record? You know, well, yeah, here it is, but, you know, and then you got to explain everything here. It's kind of difficult to show that. So, but I just wanted to show you that. This is, I just wanted to show you these before we get to I'll show you the discounted pricing if you're interested in that. I want to show you a comment. This was posted in our today in our chat room, because when we tell you that the premium service is the very best way to go, maybe you think we're being salesy or trying to upsell you or something like that. Well, as you're going to see in the pricing, we're not going to offer. We're going to offer you a price where we're not going to make any more money. It's not going to make a difference to us financially. It's going to give you a way to get the premium service for way cheaper. I'll show you in a sec. But just what this guy had to say, isn't it easier to get rid of the basic subscription so that everybody is the same kind of member? Then people either want to be a member and go for it, or they don't really. I've taken the premium subscription for the year with the discount you offered to learn everything at a controlled pace. This was when we offered that discount before a while back. With a full-time job on the side, I'm in it for the long run. I've already seen a huge advantage. And look at this. I'm on a winning streak of 7 trades in a row based on the methods you teach and the PMAs and the premium charts. And I thought that was a pretty good testament to kind of, you know, the fact that the premium service is just gives such a, I think there's some real advantages to it. I think, you know, enough said anyway. I'll get to the rest of it here and that. And this is actually, remember that British pound Japanese yen trade I showed you? This one right here. Yeah, this last one here. This is the one, and these get posted. I just put this up here, but these get posted all the time by people, whether it's a loss or a win. Somebody say, oh, I just got stopped out, or here's Daniel. He got that 4.57 to 1. Daniel, by the way, is the guy I did an interview with week before last, I think, in my weekly trade video. Here's Darko's right here, 200 pips, 5.7 to 1 reward risk. Okay. Yeah, this Michael's asking if this webinar is recorded. Yes, it is, and you're going to have that sent to you, Michael. So no worries. Okay. Hey, Vic, if you see any questions that you could answer, just go ahead with them. I think everything else is okay for now. So yeah, that was pretty good. Here's the thing, and this is the CC basic service is $97 a month, and then we have this premium service that's $147 a month. So if you paid month to month, that's what they are. If you go to our website, that's what they are. Okay. Regarding this basic service, I don't know how much longer we'll even have a basic service. And I think, I go back, this guy is right here. What's the point? Maybe we should all be just premium service members, but make it, you know, a good offering for people. It's $97 a month, but the thing is, the basic service members are simply not giving themselves the best chance, and we know it, okay? And because it's naive for anyone to join and think that they're going to learn it all in a month. It won't happen. Anybody who's traded for a while knows that's the truth. The premium service offers so much more, and with the discounts I'm going to show you, it won't cost any more per month than being a basic service member. So it's just simply a longer term commitment than just a month. And I'll show you the differences, options in just a minute. But just to highlight a few of the benefits of the premium service, we have the chat room, we have the charts. The premium service charts are awesome. I can show you those too if you want. Live updates during the session. Like, the markets are dynamic, things are changing. Sometimes Darko will post, well, he did that today actually. He posted a new trade setup on the euro yen, the one he just showed you. He posted that during the day today because he doesn't have time to go back and re-record more video and put it all out. It's just, he just doesn't have time physically, okay? And we have trade management updates as well that are in the premium service charts. Not all the time, but quite often. But they're all the same. Once you get to know the trade management rules, they're pretty easy. And in any event, if you're in the chat room, you can always ask, right? Interaction with other members, especially, hearing what stage 4 traders are doing and how they're managing their trade and what they see and all that is really helpful. And then the live access to Darko and I throughout the sessions, and that Darko covers more of it because he's in that time zone. He's right from the London Open right to the New York, beginning of New York session. He even stays in that for a while. So here is the big deal here. And those are just some of the reasons for becoming part of the premium service. Here's all the pricing for the different options, and we discounted the different options so that the monthly charge, like if you look at the monthly charges here, is really no different for the premium service as it is for the basic service. I mean, it's way cheaper. So the longer that you have a membership for, the cheaper it is on a per month basis. The only one, the 3 month, yeah, you know what? It's 110, works out to 110 a month instead of 97, which would be for the basic. But okay, so I'm wrong on that one. It's $10 different. But anyway, that's so the 12 month is $997. Like if you paid $147 a month, because this is premium service, don't forget, this includes everything. If you paid $147 a month, it would be way more. It's a difference of $767. If you paid $147 a month for 6 months, it's $597, but so it's $285 and so on. You get the idea. And by the way, this goes on until June the 21st. That's this Sunday coming up. Here is the link. What I'm going to do, actually, let me just do this here. I will go to here. This is the, by the way, here's the premium service charts. Here's the one that Darko posted already today. You can see 618, even though it's going to be in the PMA or in the, it'll be a trade for tomorrow. And then he posts it, and he posts a screenshot of these different levels. You see that? And here's exactly what to do. Like 120.20. So you call it 120.21 minus 2 pips front run, stop above here, aiming for the downside. It's really, here's our first target right here. See? So it makes it really easy to see all that. I was going to show you I was just going to give you a link. Actually, Vic, would you mind posting a link to everybody for the discount link there? Just so people have it in front of them. Can you do that, or do I need to do it? Whoops. Let me just see if I can. He might not even be there. Let me see if I can do this here. I'll just post it so it's easier for you guys to have. I should have had that going. Sorry about that. Oh, there he is. He just did it. You guys get that? You guys all get that link? And then if you're just watching the recording, then here it is. Just forexminute.com/coaches corner, right? It's got an S corner /12mo.php. And then you get all those things there, okay? And here is, and this link, like I say, it expires on the 21st, which is Sunday. By the way, and you just might have seen this slide I just had here. Here's another option for you. And I'm not, for some people, joining a service isn't their thing. And you'd rather learn things on your own. If that's the case, I mean, in my opinion, it's way easier to learn it with some help and some mentoring. But that might not be for you. If that's the case, then we have this, our Ultimate Coaches Corner Forex video library. It contains like the very best of the best videos that Darko has recorded since becoming the lead coach 2.5 years ago. It covers his complete strategy. I won't spend any time on it in this webinar, just letting you know about it. Here's the link for that. It's just forexminute.com/CC videos. And that's it. And that'll take you to there. Actually, I do have that one, I believe. Yeah, right there. Let me just send that to everybody, just so you have it in case you want it. There you go. And yeah, So that one there, and you can check it. It's just an excellent source, and I do update these, by the way. I add to these videos, so you're always getting lots and lots of videos on them. You know, more up to date stuff, and that's that. So, and by the way, one thing to know: anybody who is a yearly subscriber, like that takes the 12-month prepay right here, automatically gets this for free. The ultimate video, because there is for anybody else who's a Coach's Corner member, they can still get it for like $67, but it's normally $197. So just putting it out there. There you go. That's all I know. I'll just leave this up here for now, and then leave it at that, and I will take questions if anybody has questions about anything. I know I kind of ran through that quickly. I really wanted to get Darko out of here because he's just like, you know, killing himself here, trying to keep up with everything. And while I was away this past week, he covered everything. I'll just wait a second, see if any questions come through, and then if not, that's cool. And we'll just, this video is going to be, needs to be, the recording needs to be rendered. Vic Young will do that. And by the way, if you have any questions about pricing or stuff like that, I should have put that on here. Send them to info@forexmentor.com. If you send them to me, all I do is pass them on, and then you're just eliminating one step by going directly to info, and you'll get a much faster response. Vic's really good about getting back to people, so no problem there. And again, I'm just hanging on a few minutes. Just here you go. How does this apply to members that do not expire? How does this apply to members members that do not have memberships expire for months going forward? If you want to take advantage of these other rates, you mean, Greg? Is that what you're thinking about? Yeah, no sweat. You know what, Greg? Send an email to Vic Young. Okay, info@forexmentor.com. Okay. David's asking, will the deadline be extended as it is short time to consider? You know, I'll tell you the honest truth about that. Usually the answer is yes, but I don't listen. I guess it sort of becomes something of interest or not, and I know it's a short time. David, if you email me middle of next week and say, okay, I want to join, I'm not going to say no. We're reasonable. Let me just leave it that way, okay? I find if you don't put deadlines on these things, they're kind of, meaningless. I mean, and we do cut them off. By the way, it's not like they're left open indefinitely. So, if anybody's in that boat and they absolutely need more time, then yeah, I think we're pretty reasonable here. I hope. Yeah. No, you're most welcome, David. Yeah. Anything else? Let me see here. Yeah, and we've had a lot of members that have been with us for a long time. It's really amazing too, like watching people transition and how some people transition really quickly. Like Daniel, I think he's been around since 2015, but it wasn't until he's not here, I don't think, is he? If he is, I can ask him directly. Daniel, no, he's not here. If Daniel, he really took off last, I don't know, I think it was last fall. We talked about it in the interview, and he just started getting like really consistent. And next thing you know, he's doing really really well. So he sees things really really well. But again, that's just time at the controls. I mean, you just don't see it all right away. And the thing about the live chat room is that you can always just say, hey, I'm looking at this trade setup here. Is this a legitimate setup? Maybe Darko or myself or somebody else might say, no, it hit an opposing level, or we canceled the trade for other reasons, or whatever it is, and you can get like immediate help that way. And sometimes you might see a trade that we missed, so you can, like I know Daniel was the guy I think that posted that Euro Yen trade that Darko just showed. That's a pending order. He's the guy that first posted it. I'm sure Darko would have seen it, but did you teach Darko what he knows now, or did he take off after you showed him the basics? He took off after I showed him the basics, Chris. Darko was a student of mine years and years ago, and then he left, and then he came back, and he drifted around, and he did all the things that we tell everybody not to do, switching around and doing all this stuff. Anyway, he came back, and this is in 2016. And he said, I'm done with this. What should I do? And I said, look, you got to stop chasing around everything. I mean, I want you to do, if you want to keep at this, you do one thing on one pair for 1 year. See if you can do that, and don't do it. Now that's, how many people could do that? Like that I figured I'd seen the last of him. Well, he took it, he used the Vic trade, and he traded the Vic trade on the Australia US dollar for 1 year and had amazingly good results. And I know one of his months, because he showed me his results. Well, that was the other thing. He said, okay, well, I want to show you my real-time live trading results every single month. I said, okay, fine, or just tell me. I mean, I believe you. But anyway, I saw his real-time trading account every month. And he had 1 month of a loss of 0.5% of his account. Every single other month was profitable. One of them was, I want to say 18% return in 1 month. And he was risking 0.5% of his account. So he had several really nice trades that worked out really well. So anyway, he just stuck to one thing on one pair for 1 year. I mean, it's amazing what can happen, but it's extremely difficult to do that psychologically because you get pulled away and sucked into other stuff. Oh, Gary, that's a big one. Let's see here. This is not a pricing question, but a trading approach question. If the recommended maximum exposure per trade in your system is never more than 0.5%, what's the maximum exposure per account at one time? In other words, what's the maximum number of trades you will be in at one time? And okay, it's just I see that it just repeated the same question. Yeah, that's a good question. That's going to vary from one person to the other. Here's what you can do, because here's that old cop-out thing. It depends here again. But listen, if you're in a trade, okay, and you get and it's moving in your favor, and you get the risk out of the trade, you can put another full 0.5% on another trade because your first one's covered by a break-even stop loss, right? Here's another scenario, and we've had this happen, and in fact, it might have even happened. Was it this month? It was this month here. See all these red things here? Look at my note here. On May the 7th, there were 3 pairs that had the euro in them. They all needed the euro to rally. Dangerous to take all 3. I make a note right on there because if you're trading all the same base currency like that, you're running a big risk. I mean, it's all got to go in your favor or not, or you're in big trouble. Okay, well, thanks so much. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So that's another answer to that. If you're going to put 3 separate trades on and risk 0.5%, I think that's fine. I think you got to have a maximum that you'll allow, though, your account to draw down by it, and that's not up to me. You got to make that decision. I mean, what you're comfortable with, because everybody's different with that. I'd like to see them be non-correlated pairs, like, not all the same currency base. So does that help answer your question? It's a little bit, it usually doesn't come up that often, to be honest with you, but it can. Yeah, Chris, that was pretty good discipline, I thought, wasn't it? Yeah, is that kind of a clear as mud? Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? Any other questions? If not, we'll end this off. And if there is, oh, hang on a second here. Yes, I was just curious if you cap your exposure at one time to 3 or 4 trades, if all the indicators align. Yeah, thanks. No worries, Graham. Thanks for being here. Say hi to Julie, or if this is Julie, say hi to Graham. Say hi to each other. Robert says previously, if it looks like you had a price of 97 per month, if you committed for a year. Yeah, you know what? It's we probably did, and this is discounted even further, because the thing is on that, Robert, is that we it's better for both of us. Like having members jump in and out of these services is, the nature of the beast. We like the stability of having people stay in it, give themselves time to learn this, and it's just a much better experience for everybody. I mean, so yeah, it is the yearly discount now is really good, I think, in my humble and unbiased opinion. Just kidding. So yeah. Yeah. You're most welcome, Gary. Yeah, thanks for being here, and thank you everybody for attending. We really appreciate it. I think we can cap it at that. I don't know if anything else. Thanks, Michael. Hey, good to see you. You have a good weekend too. And thanks everybody for attending. Really appreciate it. Any questions afterwards, send me an email directly if you want, Vic Noble at forexmentor.com. Okay, I'll put it in here just so you have it. Vic Noble at mentor.com. There you go. And thanks, Greg. Yeah, thanks, Seneca and John and Chris. Yes, he did. Rodolfo, you got in here a bit late, but he went through the PMA creation today, live in front of everybody, which will be posted in the members site. Okay. Okay, great. Thanks. Good. Thanks again, everybody. Take care, and we hope to see you with us. All right. See you later.